Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Genso Manege, continuing where we left off. We were going to have dinner with everyone. Yay! We're in chapter 2, so I'm assuming we'll probably get into chapter 3 in this part, and then based on the rate we're going, then we'll probably finish in the next part because, we have to stop. As soon as the chapter 4 title card, we have to be like, no! And then stop. So, yeah. So we'll probably hit our limit next part, which makes me sad. I mean, I understand, because it's a very limited amount. And, I mean, the common route, basically, is what we're doing. It's really short in this game, so, so if you like a quicker common route, and then there you go. This is perfect. If you like a very long common route, this is not going to do it for you, but yeah, we'll see where we get today. Tomorrow will probably be the end, but we'll see what happens, and then maybe we'll have our little bonus part where we kind of play around in prologue chapter 1, 2, 3, and with the voice acting and everything, just to hear little bits and pieces. So that normally we usually play around with that a little bit longer. So maybe I'll just, if the next part is the end, if it's very quick, we'll do the voice acting together with that. Otherwise, we'll make it its own separate part and just drag it out a little bit longer because, guys. Anyway, but yeah, we'll see what happens. So, upon setting foot in the dining tent, I was greeted by the same pastel color scheme as the rest of the park. The staff awaited me there like a crowd anticipating a show. Oh, you came! Thank you for inviting me.
No, it's nothing. I just suggested it. You can sit.
I think that was his voice. Listen. It's been a couple of days. It was a weekend, so... and to be fair, my recording software did not want to turn on, and my capture card did not want to connect, and my Switch did not want to have internet access. It has all been a mess today. The universe did not want me to... But I just want... Damn it, just let me play my game and be happy, okay? Anyway.
Right here. Got an empty seat next to me.
I'm assuming chapter 3 will probably happen after our dinner, and I don't want it to. I don't want it to be over. I took Clara's offer. Oh! Friar and Sergei sat in front of me, while Leon was to my right. Still in costume, even for dinner. How does he eat in that? Perhaps they had costume-accessible options available. I can only guess, though, because the table was decidedly empty. Is it like in Hook, where there was an invisible table? Shall we dig in? Monsieur Hugo took his seat. In fact, everyone had taken their seats. There was no one to cook. No people, anyway. Monsieur Hugo pulled a small bell from his coat and rang it. Do they have the automatons do it? They're like the house elves here. Cupboards suddenly flew open, and dishes topped with cloches flew through the air, setting on the table all on their own. Well, that's true. I mean, we're tethered here by, well, everyone else, not us, but everyone's tethered here by magic, so it would make sense that magic. So, Sergei removed the top of one, revealing a full plate of terrine. How is this? My jaw dropped to the floor. More dishes landed, including a salad and several plates for everyone.
Wait until you see the rest.
As if on cue, a lid lifted itself from one of the pots on the stove, and a ladle began scooping soup into bowls. Everything moved with an almost musical rhythm. Speechless shock transformed into joy. Next came baguettes flying from the oven. Knives followed suit, slicing the bread, and plates joined to serve them. The dash of salt and olive oil felt like a bit of theatrical flourish at this point. And finally the steak. At last dinner was served. I remember a scene like this in something... I can't read French, so whatever that was. I can't believe I really just saw it happen before my eyes. I was going to be like Beauty and the Beast, because Except for no one singing Be Our Guest, but I'm assuming copyright. Any thoughts? That was amazing. It happened like magic. Precisely. The meals are all the work of magic. Is that true? And do plates normally fly where you're from? Use your head. So salty. Were you not aware? And not even the food served at the stalls? That's magic too? Sergei blinked at my sudden outburst before nodding slowly. You're like, I thought the automatons did the work. I mean... It hit me I hadn't seen anyone making deliveries for ingredients here. We hadn't stopped to buy any when I'd gone shopping with Cryer either. But like... you're just turning particles into the air, and I mean, magic has got to have a basis in science if you think about it, because like... You can't just poof something from nothing. It's got to be something from something. So you've got to turn something into something else. You know? I had no idea. If it hadn't been obvious before, it was now. This really was a magic amusement park. But like, what happens when we break the spell? Everyone's going to be like, yay, we can... Oh, no, the park is not magical anymore, and it's all defunct and just going to go, what? Do what? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I guess it'd be nice to be like, the amusement park's still magic, but you can, like, freely leave if you wanted to. Like, you're allowed to retire someday. Are we done talking? I'd like to eat before all the food goes cold. Oh, I'm sorry. Give her a break. It's her first time. None of it's gonna make my steak lukewarm.
He means that you'll like it more while it's hot.
I didn't say that.
I say we take Cryer's consideration to heart. Let's eat.
Forks and knives began clinking. We are never going to meet our other boyfriendo. Like, you're not going to meet him until his route. Sorry to disappoint you guys. I put some salad and terrine on my plate and tried a bite. We still have one more chapter to go, but... It's good. Everything was lovely, from the texture and taste of the terrine to the freshness of the vegetables. I could hardly believe it hadn't been prepared in the kitchen. Magic is incredible.
It's a strange phenomenon, isn't it? Not even I can explain it.
You can't? But you did all this, didn't you? He had rung the bell, at least.
Not at all. I merely ordered the food. I'm certainly no chef. I give the order and nothing more. Similar to how I can erase the park itself.
Fascinating. Well, sure, Hugo wasn't a witch after all.
How's it taste?
With the food brought back to my attention, I resumed eating. Delicious.
I'm glad. You should try the steak, too.
Leon picked up a knife with his mittened hands and cut me a piece.
Here you go.
Thanks. I tried it at once. The meal was tender and the sauce complemented it excellently. Although we haven't gotten a CG. We've gotten CGs with our other boy. We haven't gotten one with rabbit costume. And we haven't even met Lucille yet. So, you were right.
Good. I'm glad you like it. There's plenty, so eat as much as you want.
I will. You eat up too.
Mm-hmm.
He poked a piece of steak with his fork and carried it to his mouth, underneath the head suit up inside. Oh, that's right. How does Leon eat in that costume? I was so focused on magic, I nearly forgot. I eyed him closely. The steak drew closer and closer. Oh, here we go. There's the CG of him. Is it just magically going to disappear? Like, there you go. There's your CG of your bunny boyfriend. If you're into bunny suits. If you're a furry, this is for you. I couldn't believe my eyes. The steak, fork and all, passed straight through the costume and presumably into his mouth. Have you touched him? Have you reach out and poke the suit? Is he a ghost? Like, well, it could just be magic. Could be that's true. Magical park, and he never takes the suit off. So, magic? He pulled the fork away. The steak's gone. The head of his costume bobbed up and down like he was chewing. I could swear I could hear it, too. There's no hole as far as I can see. How is he doing that? Which would also explain how he's able to, like, take a shower and keep the suit on and not be stanky and disgusting. Because the suit has magical properties that, like, if he's going to go take a bath or whatever, it's like, I can clean myself in the suit at the same time. And, like... And also how you're not sweating to death in there because it's a magical suit. It looks like a bunny rabbit and, like, but, like... airflow. Okay. I mean, I guess all we really need to know to explain anything here is magic. It's okay. Because, like, I'm very curious now. No, I don't want to date a bunny suit, but I'm kind of curious as to what's happening here. Oh dear God. Don't tell me, though. Like, because obviously, like, you're going to see all the parts that we can do for this long before I finish the game. So don't spoil it for me. Like,
It really melts in your mouth, doesn't it?
Leon went straight for another bite. The head bobbed again. I couldn't look away.
You're making me a little embarrassed.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to stare.
Stare at what?
He tilted his head in genuine curiosity. Your, costume. My food moves right through it. I was wondering how you do it.
Oh, that.
He nodded.
Yeah, I don't really get it either.
You don't know how you eat? It seems stupid when you phrase it like that.
Nope. I've always wondered about it, though.
From the food to Leon himself, the R.I.P was just brimming with mysteries.
It's not weird, is it?
It's very fucking weird, dude. Nope, I don't think so. It's cute. Like, we're just doing random answers here, because it doesn't matter what route we get to. Like, nope, I don't think so. Like, it's cute. I don't know if it's cute. I'm just gonna go with it's not weird. I think the it's cute gets you points with him, I'm assuming, but, like, no, I don't think so. The only difference between you and me is that you've got a costume on.
Really? It doesn't make you uncomfortable?
Not at all. No, it doesn't make me uncomfortable. It's just very confusing. I couldn't quite say that with confidence, though it didn't bother me, at least.
I'm glad.
The costume jiggled a little with glee. Like, he's kind of adorable, even though he's in a bunny costume. I don't know. I'm very confused. After dessert, dinner came to a close. Should I help clean up? Monsieur Hugo simply winked and rang his bell. The dishes glowed, and just like that, they were spotless. They then picked themselves up and returned to the shelves they'd come from. I'm just saying, a magical kitchen, and that would be so great. Can I just, like, ring the bell and my house cleans itself? Shit, that'd be great. It reminded me of little birds getting back to their nests, or going back to their nests.
Some little birds aren't going back. If I ring a bell, will you go back to your nest?
He's like, I don't have a nest. He's like, oh, you're talking to me? Yeah, I'm talking to you. Do you think I talk to the other people like this? You know, we do this every day. I don't talk to the people like this. I only talk to you like this. I don't talk to them in bird voice. You got something in your mouth? You moving your tongue all weird. You got birdie dandruff all over my fucking leg. I know. You were preening yourself. Oh, you're so cute. You're a big fat brat, though, because your toenails are really sharp.
We're going to get some sisal rope, and we're going to wrap it around the top of your cage where you like to sit. Because that's what kitty cats use to claw on and scratch their nails, and it keeps their nails trimmed. So we're going to get you some of that and see if that'll help trim your nails instead of sharpening them on the metal.
'Cause you're killing me, Smalls. Like, you're killing me, Smalls. Your toes hurt like a motherfucker.
I know.
Oh, you gonna...
Well, you could come up. I know.
Oh, I can feel every bit of those damn dagger toes digging into me. Oh, but I love you.
Anyway, her dishes and plates are magical, and they remind her of Burbies.
Mwah. It's always weird to giggle. The first line back. I got myself giggling again. I hadn't expected dinner at the Reef to be such a spectacle.
Thank you for coming. It was really fun talking to you.
I like talking with you, too. Thank you for having me.
Join us again sometime. It's all free, so don't be modest.
I'd like that. Do we meet other boyfriend now? It was deep into the night by the time I left. I made my way to the gate with quickened steps. Or we're going to see... See? I'm sorry. He's wearing the same costume. You know what I mean? Like, he's yellow. Do you not think that? But, like, does he have a twin? Like, is the bunny suit a ghost and he's the real boy? But that doesn't make any sense. But, like, because, like, before the first time we saw him, it would have made sense if it was Leon, like, outside of his costume. Although, why is he wearing the uniform still? Because, you know what I mean? But, like, now we just left him. Why would he be here? So, like, do you have a twin brother? Like, who are you? You've got to be tied to him somehow. You're wearing the same color. You know what I mean? It's not like a random suit in a random color. You are 100% Leon color-coded. You know what I mean? So I just find that a little suspicious is all. But, like, what's the deal? You know? Were you, like, split in half by the magic and there's, like, you got, like, a split personality and half of you's in the bunny costume and the other half's roaming around, like, quiet and confused? Like, I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know. Listen. When I reached the teacups, I spotted a figure. Plus, who's always around the teacups? Leon's always around the teacups. I'm just saying. Come on. It's him again. It was the boy I'd seen on my first day. Do we find out who he is? I knew it. That's the Reeves uniform. I should talk to him. Before I could take my first step, though, he walked off. I missed my chance. Call out to him. Who on earth is that? Chase after him. I only ever saw him late at night, never during the day. He's a vampire! I'm sure he's not, but he couldn't have been a guest, and his uniform surely meant he was with the park. Clara and the others don't know him, so maybe he's new like me. But they would know it. There's something weird going on. And you're tied to Bunny Boy. I know it, because you're wearing yellow. Like, if he was wearing any other color or whatever, then okay. But, like, the fact that you are 100% yellow, you know what I mean? I don't know. That seems sus. The mystery only deepened the more I thought about it, because Lucille's, like, very green. Hugo is very much purple. You know what I mean? And Sergei doesn't really have, like, a color. His uniform, but see, well, that's it, right? Because Sergei's uniform and Cryer's uniform are very much like kind of white, gold, and they just have some accents. Like, they're not super monochrome. You know what I mean? I mean, Hugo makes sense. He's special. But, like, I'm trying to think of what Cryer's uniform looks like in my head now. I think it was more, why do I feel like it was more blue? Maybe he was blue. But it's not, like, you know what I mean? Like, Sergei's uniform's white, gold, you know what? It looks like, okay, a standard, like, uniform, everybody, as opposed to, like, hey, your uniform is all, like, Clara is, like, our uniform's, like, all pink. You know what I mean? So everybody has almost, like, their own color, except for Sergei. He's just wearing normal. But, like, so the fact that Leon's, like, fucking yellow, even the bunny costume's yellow, and then this dude's yellow, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? This is not like, if he was just some random character and wasn't tied to Leon in any way, he would have had, like, a random color uniform, or it would have just been basic, like, white with the gold tassels and trim and whatever, and, like, you know what I mean? It wouldn't have been so oddly specific. It's just oddly specific. So... Anyway, the mystery only deepened the more I thought about it. True. Valid. Maybe I'll learn his name someday. Yeah, probably, but not in this. I resume my walk home. I'll learn, but you won't. Well, you will if you play the game. You know what I mean? Oh, it's going to be chapter 3, isn't it? Damn it! Oh, guys. Guys, the next part's going to be our last part. Unless this chapter goes fast. Oh, I'm so sad. Guys, I'm so sad. It went too fast. Anyway. 6 days had passed since I'd begun working at the Reeve. I really hope we meet our other boyfriend. It's going to be really odd to not have met him at all in the common route, and then you get into his route, and then and then you meet him. You know what I mean? That just seems like an odd choice, but today was my day off, which I spent relaxing at home. Currently, I was preparing dinner. Magic food is fascinating, but it can't replace the fun of cooking it yourself. A click and a creak came from the front entryway. Arnaud, welcome back! I called out toward the door as it swung open. Hi, I'm home. I brought something special, too. He handed me a familiar-looking box. Macarons! Macarons were my absolute favorite. The logo on the box told me these were from the shop I liked, too. What's the occasion? Were you nearby for work? Nah, I swung by on my way home. I've been working hard lately. But it's so out of the way. He would have had to go the complete opposite direction from home. Thank you. That's so thoughtful. You're very welcome. I'm just happy to see that smile. He ruffled my hair. I'd been coming home from work fairly late recently, so moments like these had been a rarity. I'll save these for dessert after dinner. The snack plate should be on the top shelf. I stood on my tiptoes and reached up. Need these. Arnaud appeared behind me and brought the dishes down with ease. Thanks. Always ask when you need help. What's your big bro here for anyway? Oh, people aren't going to like that, but there you go. That just ingrained you to me a little bit harder. You know? Like, if you like the child around, but if you don't, I don't like it when they're brothers or siblings, even if it's not a real relationship. You're going to hate this because he just called himself her big bro. They're not related in any way. They've just lived together for 7 years. That just made me like him a little bit more. In case you're new here, I'm a degenerate, and, you know, there was a game in question. We're not going to name the game. Where they gave me a character that I couldn't date because it was my brother, and so I said, bring it on, game! Let me date my brother! And then another game actually let me date my brother, and I was like, listen, one day games are going to let me date my actual brother, and I'm going to be horrified by my choices in life. And no, I did not hate it. And that's when I learned that these games have made me messed up in the head. Because the whole brother thing doesn't bother me. But I also don't have a brother in real life. And, like, if I did in real life, it'd probably be gross. And honestly, dating your brother in real life is disgusting. Seriously. But I just think it's funny. We've come a long way from, like, ew, I don't want to date my cousin in a game. I don't care if it's a period piece. And, like, it's 300. Ew. And now I'm like, let me bang my brother, would you? Oh, how far we have fallen. Oh, dear God. Oh. Listen. Meanwhile, in reality, age gaps bother me, and in games, huge age gaps also bother me. So I can't separate that fiction and fantasy. I'm like, no, there's a 20-year... That's gross. That's gross. We're like 18. Why are we dating a 40-year-old? That's disgusting. Like... Yeah, like... I didn't say my, like, fantasy, like, Otome reality ever made sense in the choices and things that bother me or don't bother me. I don't know, but whatever. Anyway, so he's our big bro. Well, hello, hi. Just kidding. Uh, big bro. Completely turned on now. Just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm still here for Sergey. And Hugo. Sergey might be my favorite, though, because he's my perfect character. He's that little bespectacled bastard, and ugh. God, I love him so much. Hey, I got 2 years on you. Am I not reliable enough to be a big brother? No, that's not it. I just thought it was funny. The way he took care of me was certainly somewhat brotherly. Still though, it's kind of wrong to want, like, could you imagine her saying that? Yeah, but I shouldn't want to have sex with my brother. And he's like, excuse me? And you're like, just kidding. I don't know how to explain it, but siblings doesn't feel quite right for us. No. He grinned for some reason. He's like, no? He's like, good. Because I love you, and if you wanted me to be your brother, I mean, still, I'll do it, but also you at the same time. Sir, I see right through you, and I'm okay with it. I'll set the macarons out so you can get back to dinner. I didn't mean to distract you. Thanks. He took the box from me, and I resumed cooking. Granted, all that was left was to add the garnishes. So, Arno began placing the macarons on a plate. How's work at the amusement park? Not getting hazed, are you? No, everyone's very kind. I'm getting used to things. Being in front of guests used to make me nervous, but I'm managing now. I was making progress with awakening my magic, too, albeit not very visibly. Plus, that was still a secret. Glad to hear it. That's good you like it there. It's hard work, though. Not that I expect it to be easy, but still. Do you like reporting? Sure do. That's fulfilling work. Having to travel so much for material's rough sometimes, but sitting still's never really been for me. Well, sure, Daniel must be surprised to hear you say that. Arno's father was a high-ranking officer in the military, currently stationed in Paris. Arno never seemed keen on continuing the family tradition, though. Maybe. Or different, at least, that's for sure. I like to think there's strength in writing. Violence isn't the only way to get your point across. Journalism has just as much potential to make a difference by getting the truth out there, into the hands of the people. The pen's mightier than the sword and all that. Getting the truth into the hands of the people. It sounds admirable. It doesn't sound like you. I feel like it sounds admirable. It's such a nicer choice than, that doesn't sound like you. That's so shady. I'm gonna go with it sounds admirable. Reporting sounds like an admirable line of work. Well, when you put it that way, I almost feel flattered. Are you blushing? Aww. You should. I mean it. Convinced you, didn't I? Oh, did I? A journalist couldn't ask for anything more. He ruffled my hair a little more tenderly than I was used to. Oh, by the way, I meant to ask you something. Arno finished plating the macarons. The guys at the office were talking about writing an article for the fair, basically. That's pretty big news for rural folk like them. I was planning on doing some legwork there tomorrow and wanted to ask if you could introduce me to the director. Really? I suppose I might be able to get you in before we open. That'd be amazing. Would it be a bother? Not at all. I'll ask. An article would mean more visitors for the Reeve, or Rev, or whatever. Listen. That was an exciting prospect, but part of me worried. I've got to be careful. There'll be trouble if he finds out about the magic situation. I made a silent promise to myself to take extra care. Okay, so when you talk to Hugo, be like, just don't tell him I'm working on magic. Arno and I left early the next day and arrived at the Reeve before opening hours. So this is the place, huh? I'm impressed. You're like, you should be impressed. It's fucking amazing. It's magical. Blink, 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 blink. Arno eyed the park's features closely. Suddenly, though, he fell silent, and his admiration turned to curiosity. What's wrong?
Nothing. It's not important.
If you say so. I'll go talk to the director. Wait just a minute.
I'll be here.
I explained the situation to Monsieur Hugo, who readily agreed to the idea, so long as we kept the magical aspects of the story under wraps. Arnaud removed his cap and bowed upon entering the tent.
I don't know with DNB.
Something... news of Blancburg, because whatever. Anyway, at your service. I can't read French words, guys.
A pleasure. My name's Hugo, director of
The Reef, whatever, basically.
What?
Arnaud's head shot up. He stared hard at the director. Okay, wait. Remember, so we saw the thing in the beginning, and it was Hugo and Daniel, I'm pretty sure. You know what I mean? And then Hugo was like, hey, like he knew us, but we never brought that topic back up. He was like, oh, it's you. And we're like, huh? And he's like, yeah, like 7 years ago. And you're like, I don't remember anything. And then we're just like, forgot all about. She once again forgot that whole thing. So like, I haven't forgotten, but she forgot. I forget a lot, but girl, seriously, brain like a seep. That just seeped right out. That like Hugo mentioned that they'd met before. You know what I mean? And now it's like, Arnaud's like, wait. And it's like, okay, wait. Let's see what's happening here. You know what I mean? Do you know Hugo? Are we going to find out? And then she's going to be like, oh, right. You said you knew me. Right. I totally forgot about that the time we first met. And like 6 days later, I'm completely like, clueless.
Hugo, you said.
As if the name Hugo is so strange. I mean, maybe, but also like this is like a old-timey kind of France, so I'm assuming Hugo ain't that uncommon of a name, you know? The color seemed to drain from his face. Oh, what's gotten into him? Is something wrong? Oh, I would lean forward in my chair, but I'd disrupt the bird, so...
I believe I did.
Apologies. We're never going to find out what this is about until the end of the game, so you're going to have to figure that out, and I'm going to have to figure it out. We won't figure it out together, though.
I was just surprised to see someone so young. I see you're skilled in flattery, my dear reporter.
Arnaud smiled back before fixing his posture.
Getting right to business, I'd like to thank you for allowing me to cover your park. It's an honor to have simply garnered your interest. What exactly will your work entail? Snapping a few pictures of the premises and interviewing staff, mostly. With your permission, of course. I could start today if it's no trouble. Not at all. All I ask is that you conduct your interviews outside of work hours. Of course. Thank you again, monsieur.
Arnaud bowed his head with a wide smile. Are we going to ask him about...
Would you be so kind as to show Monsieur Arnaud around?
Me? You sure?
He's your guest, after all, and a friend may be a helpful point of contact for his work. You've had a week now to learn all there is to love about the Reeve. Show him our good side.
I think I can do that. You're like, show him our good side. I don't know. I was going to show him the shady, dark underbelly. Wait, there doesn't seem to be one that we know of. Okay, there's the mystery guy wandering around and the fact that we haven't met Lucille yet. But, like, there's some mysteries here, but I don't think there's a seedy, dark underbelly. I mean, maybe that's part of the mysteries, but so far everything we've seen is wholesome, fluffy, and beautiful, so. Much like Hugo. If you'll allow me.
By all means.
Let me change into my uniform first. With that almost professional-sounding exchange, we exited the tent. See, Sergei's suit is so normal kind of colored. You know, so if that random dude floating around haunting the teacups over there wasn't tied to Leon somehow, or wasn't him, but I don't know how he could have been in two places at once unless he literally has a twin or a split personality or something happened with magic and now there's two of him. Whatever. You know, like, why it would have been so obviously yellow. You know what I mean? Just saying. You're certain this is wise? If our connection to magic is discovered, we'll be forced to leave.
I'm well aware. Our guests come and go without suspecting a thing, and turning him down would have only seemed strange, don't you think?
I'll abide by your judgment.
What sort of work do you do here?
Arnaud pulled out a small notebook. Nothing specific at the moment. I mainly greet guests or help the rest of the staff with whatever they need. As the words left my lips, a realization struck me. Wait, is this an interview?
You work here, don't you?
I suddenly felt much more nervous with this new revelation.
Do you wear a uniform?
Yeah, I have one.
Go put it on so I can take a picture, would you?
Right now?
Yeah, right now. I've only got until the park opens to do this. Come on, don't be shy. I'll wait right here.
It's not going in the article, is it? That's why he's like, nope, it's not going in the article. It's going in his private files. And in the article.
I don't collect material that doesn't have a place in my work. It's a policy of mine.
He's like, how dare you think that I would save a picture of you for no reason? Rude.
At the end of the day, though, it'll be up to the editor.
I couldn't say no, especially not after I'd gotten the director's express permission for this. I'm starting to have regrets. It's okay to have regrets, just don't have ragrets. And see, like, our uniform's so pink. And, like, Clara's is, like, peachy colored. Isn't hers, like, peachy? You know what I mean? Like, everybody's so specifically color-coded. I'm done.
Hey, that looks nice on you. You fit right in.
As much as I can after only a week.
Not too long ago, you were practically a shut-in. Now look at you. I'm speechless.
That doesn't sound like a compliment.
Well, it was supposed to be. Also, you look cute.
My heart skipped a beat. Aww. Why am I so jumpy? He's only saying that because he's never seen me in a uniform before.
I'm gonna take that photo now. Strike a pose. Something natural.
Okay, when you say be natural, that's when everybody is absolutely unnatural. Entertaining wasn't part of my job description, so I struggled to come up with anything for a while. Eventually, I settled on simply holding my right hand out invitingly.
Yeah, that's good. Charming, like a park employee should be.
I heard the shutter click several times. Do you want me to show you around?
That'd be great. Teach me everything you know.
These are automatons that make the food. It's absolutely not magic.
Interesting. I'll write that down.
Really funny after I said that, just being sarcastic, and then this line pops up. Like, okay, sorry. She did not say anything about the magic thing. Like, in case you weren't watching. Like, the timing was great, though. Arnaud took notes while he listened to my explanations of the attractions and various amenities. His dark expression was the picture of professionalism. Does he always look so serious while he works? I'm not used to seeing him like this. It's kind of handsome.
Thanks. Well, that should be plenty for the automatons. Well, what's next?
Okay, that just leaves...
a traveling park with a Ferris wheel. First the automatons, now this.
He snapped several photos.
What sort of clientele do you tend to see at this attraction?
Families and couples, for the most part. We don't get many single riders.
Can I take a trip around?
Sure thing. I'll just wait.
Oh, no. I want you to join me. That's my date.
Hey. Date? My voice cracked in surprise, sorry.
You said no one rides alone, so I wouldn't be a very honest journalist if I hopped on by myself. I need to have a partner with me up there.
Oh, that that's what you meant. My face burned with embarrassment. What are you blushing for? Why are you blushing? I can ask you the same thing. This game makes me happy. I love it so much. You're throwing me off, okay? He ruffled my hair. They're both being so awkward, and I love it. This time he was a little rougher than usual. At least I'm not the one embarrassed. I'm not the only one embarrassed. Anyway, I'll take your reaction to mean my charms are finally getting through to you. Well, I'd just been admiring the way you worked, so I couldn't deny it. But, like, he's all embarrassed because we're embarrassed, and he's like, my charm's working on you. And you're like, it is actually. And then he'd be like, what? You're cute when you get all shy. He called me cute again. Arnaud was acting strangely forward today. He really is. It was starting to get to me. Well, I mean, to be fair, like, this is the last chapter before you end up in their route. So, I mean, I guess it makes sense. Also, you know, we've lived with him for like 7 years, so he's probably had a crush on us for a while, so he's gonna be the most forward and probably be the jump right in route, so I'm getting flustered over Arnaud. I must be losing my mind. I mean, I know. Have you seen Sergei? Or Hugo? Just saying. Nothing wrong with Arnaud. Nothing wrong with him, but I'm just saying, have you met Sergei? And seen how, like, angry he looks, and then the glasses, and then how beautifully he plays piano, and, like, he's a fucking marshmallow? Have you... Just... Priorities, girl. She does not have mine, clearly. Oblivious of my inner turmoil, he took my hand. Let's go. What's your step? Have we gone to CG with Arnaud? Kind of forgot. He guided me onto the gondola. So this is how they look on the inside. I hadn't had the time to ride any of the attractions since becoming an employee. I'd missed out on trying the Ferris wheel during my initial visit too, so this was my first time. It's awfully small. Our legs are touching. Look outside! I lifted my gaze to the window. As the gondola rose, the scenery began to expand. Wow! The people and buildings shrank before my eyes. I was instantly glued to the glass. I do like the fact that they, like, you know, with the background, you can see the merry-go-round in the background. So, like, when you were standing at the merry-go-round, the Ferris wheel was off on the right in the back. And then now if you're on here, you're like, yeah, no, it's actually, like, legitimately positioned. So where you see the, the merry-go-round, you're like, yeah, no, if I'm on the Ferris wheel, that's exactly where it would be. Like, there's, like, that little bit of detail in the background. Because, like, they could have just, there's trees or whatever, and you would have, like, is this the angle we really would have been seeing this at? You know? But, like, nope. Yeah. Cool. Like, impressed by simple things. Is this your first time in a Ferris wheel? Yeah. I've been so busy lately. Oh, sorry. I'm not being a very good guide right now. Well, it's okay. You're giving me plenty to work with. You know, and taking some photos from up here would be good, because, like, then you have the bird's eye view of the park. What do you... Arnaud stood up and sat next to me before I could finish. This would be the perfect time for a CG for him. The gondola swayed with the shifting weight. There you go. Look at how suave he looks. She looks ridiculously goofy. It's cute. It's cute. But she is like, she has this cute little goofy face, and then he's like, hey. The juxtaposition's so funny. Oh. He wrapped his arm tightly around my shoulder. I do like the amount of CGs we get, like, right off the bat in the first couple chapters. I'm just saying. It stayed there even after the swaying stopped. Arnaud? Almost feels like a real date, huh? Now that I know you've never been on a Ferris wheel before, I can really feel like what it's like for a couple to ride one of these for the first time. Just the two of you squished together in this tiny little car, with no one else to see or hear. Makes you want to steal her lips. God damn, sir! You were just jumping right in there. I'm sorry. Do we have other love interests? Is it? You're not supposed to. You're last. Does it? Oh, yeah. I can attest to that. I mean, he is blatantly throwing all of his cards on the table. Holy hell. I averted my gaze. I couldn't look him in the eye. You're being weird today. And you won't mind if I say something ridiculous. I love you. Oh my god. I'm sorry. We're in chapter 3, right? We are literally in, like, wait, huh? I have a feeling that, and there's going to be a lot of things in the game that I'm going to be like, I was not expecting that. I definitely was never, ever, ever on the bingo card of things that could possibly happen that I wouldn't expect, but could possibly. This was not anywhere on there. You're going to tell us right off the bat in the very beginning? Ouch! Listen, the childhood friend route, you had to know. We knew. You already knew, like, he's probably got a thing for her. Like, okay, fine. But they never tell you, or she's clueless when she goes and romances other guys. So you're telling me this now, and then I'm going to go romance, like, everyone else in this park before we come back around? Ouch. Ouch. Oh. They're trying to kill you guys. Oh. Ow. That hurts my heart. Say nothing. I don't know what to say. We're never going to meet Lucille. This is never even going to happen. I feel like you're joking, right, is the wrong answer. And, like, saying nothing. But we're not supposed, I mean, I don't think we can even get his route even if we wanted to. But it doesn't really matter. I guess I kind of want to go and be like, you're joking, right? Like, even though I feel like that's the jackass answer, I feel like that's the wrong answer for him. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, I love you. And you're like, yeah, okay. But I kind of just want to do it to be a dick. I want to do it to be a dick and see what happens. You're joking, right? The words fell from trembling lips. Will I joke about something like this? My voice quickly failed me. That is what I would say if this were a real date. That's what I was wondering if we ask. We're like, are you joking? He's like, haha, yes. You know what I mean? But, like, here's the thing. I 100% believe that he's in love with her. Okay, no question. But even if you were going to joke around with someone, being like, I love you, is not the thing to do. That's such a dick move. And they'd be like, no, I'm just messing with you. That's such a dick move, bro. I mean, me saying you're joking, right, is also a dick move, but I just one-upped your dick move, is it? Like, holy shit. Wait. Arno chuckled as he drew away. Were you teasing me this whole time? Maybe. I feel like it's really no, and that maybe we just hurt him a little bit. What does maybe mean? It didn't seem he had been messing around. At least not entirely. I couldn't get a read on him. Oh, he's absolutely in love with us, but I'm like, I was not expecting a confession right away. And if he's going to be like, ha ha ha, I'm just joking. I didn't think that was going to work, but I thought maybe. You know what I mean? Like the maybe, I feel like he was throwing it out there to kind of see if we were like, I love you too. But like, what if we had said that and he was like, actually, I was joking. Oh shit. Right? Right? Dick move is all I'm saying, man. Rude, sir. How am I supposed to come down from that? Being strung along by the man I trusted more than anyone had left my emotions in a state of chaos. We should go run to Sergei. He'll comfort us. I fanned my burning cheeks. That's also a slap in the face, because you're like, I trust you more than anyone, and then you'd mess around with me like this. Like, but I'm pretty sure he's in love with her, so it's not, again. Feel like he's like, I'm throwing it out there. Okay. you didn't get the response I was expecting, so I'm just gonna be like, yeah, maybe I was joking. Gonna go home and cry into his pillow. Hey, can I ask you something? As soon as we left the gondola, Arno broke the silence. You're coming back, right? You're coming home. Where is this coming from? I'm just scared. Is it because you've seen all the hot guys that work here? Because fair. Of what? A shadow of unease loomed over Arno's expression. Okay, you know what? I was like, are you afraid that I'm going to like it here and want to stay? But if his father had something to, in that little thing in the beginning, we don't know what was happening, but I know that was Daniel because I've seen his sprite in the main menu when you can turn on and off the specific voices. And I'm pretty sure that was Hugo. So and then coming here, Arno was like, Hugo? Wait. Might not have recognized Hugo's face, but the name. So he knows something. You know what I mean? And I think what he knows and the level that he knows, he might not know that the park is magical, but he knows something. And again, all we know is a witch put a spell on everyone here, thinking hey, we're going to put a good spell on, and it kind of went awry and ended up being bad, and now everyone's stuck at the park. But whatever Daniel was doing, whatever, so there's something else going on, whatever. There's got to be something else. But Arno knows something. What that something is, and that is giving him this, feeling of unease himself, okay, because of Hugo, whatever, and, he's worried about something, and we just don't know what it is, but it makes sense, with how shocked he was about, he's like, wait, Hugo? And I was like, you're coming home, right? And they're tied together, but we just don't know how. We don't know how the knot was formed, or what shape the knot takes, but there is one here tying those things. So anyway, a shadow of unease was over his face. Whatever. What in the world brought this on? I nodded reassuringly. Of course I'm coming home. Where else would I go? Right. Yeah. Sorry. That came out of nowhere. He wore a lonely smile. As we made our way back to the administrative tent to end our tour, we heard a fuss over by the Manege. A crowd had gathered. What's going on over there? I'm not sure. Let's go and see. The rest of the staff stood in front of the Manege. The air was heavy. I could tell at once that something was wrong. What's happening? It's terrible. The Manege is, you see, she's orangey colored. It's broken down. Broken down? Oh, this is where we meet Lucille then, because he's got to come out of hiding to fix the damn thing. Are we going to be able to open? How much time do we have? About an hour. An hour? That can't be enough time to fix it. There was no way. Wait, dun 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 dun. Super Fix-It Man's coming. The reality of the situation began to sink in. He's supposed to be going around at night fixing shit, so shouldn't he have caught this last night? Come on. Doing your job, Shadow Boy? It looks like I'll have to cut today short. I'm sorry to say you'll have to continue your work tomorrow. I do apologize for the inconvenience. I understand completely. Thank you again for having me. They actually took his hat off on his sprite for the bow. I'm like, what is happening? I'm like, where does that go? Oh my god, that's so cute. Arno took off his cap for a light bow, then turned to me. Good luck. See you back at home. See ya. He patted my head, then left the park. Now, what exactly is the situation? Monsieur Hugo gave up examining the switch panel and shook his head. It's beyond my capabilities, and this is a job for him. Who? A repairman. Leon answered for me. We finally get to see him, but we're probably, not gonna see him because the part's almost over. Right. This is an amusement park. Of course they'd have someone to fix things. You probably haven't met him yet. Lucille doesn't go outside very often. We saw him in passing quickly. That's why we decided to go to the tents. Oh, how can I forget? I was gonna have you get him for us, but in that case... I can do it. Where can I find him? Likely in his room at this hour. It's the one furthest back. I'm on it. Sergei, Crier, be prepared for any emergency shopping trips. We may need parts for the repair. Leon, kindly find us light should we need to fiddle with the interior. And Clara, get ready to set signs out in case we can't open today. After listening to Monsieur Hugo's instructions, I ran off to find Lucille. Here's the thing, so you could just say that this ride doesn't work. You're gonna close the entire park just because? I mean, you could put a sign outside like the park is open, but the Manege is broken down, so this way if people know, oh, that's what I came here for, they don't go into the park, you know? Furthest back. This must be it. Excuse me, Lucille, are you there? I timidly called out to him, but there was no reply. Lucille? Again, no reply. Is he out, maybe? I decided to peek inside as politely as possible. Excuse me. I poked my head into the tent. A boy was crouched in the corner. His hood obscured his face, but his pastel green uniform was unmistakably the Reeves. Are you Lucille? See, I told you, and he's green. Everybody is very color-coded, so you can't tell me the mysterious man isn't tied to Leon in some way. He lifted his head ever so slightly, and here we go, our final boyfriend, right at the final hour before we get, right before you get into routes. The look on his face was anything but cheerful. Who are you? My name's Spacey. I started working here last week. Noted. He looked away, disinterested. You're looking for Lucille. You found him. What do you want? The Manege is broken. The director needs you right away. Broken? That's impossible. I inspected it just last night. See, okay, I was saying, why isn't he doing his job? Could you come with me, please? If the director says so. Lucio reluctantly picked himself up and collected a box of tools. He left with a sigh. I hurried after him. And there we go, we met him. All right, listen, I know we technically have a minute or so left, but and the scene could be fast, it could be slow, but I'm going to stop here so I can drag out this a little bit so that we don't get into the next part and 5 minutes in we end. Like I said, if for some reason it ends and it's under 30 minutes, if it's under 20 minutes, maybe we'll do the voice acting for a little bit in that part or whatever, and that'll be it. If we get 30, 40, 50, we get our full hour, then, but the way it seems to me is we always start off in a chapter and then we end in the next part. So the chapters are, to me, about an hour, because with my extrapolating and talking over it and us discussing things one-sidedly, you know what I mean? Me discussing my thoughts with you, takes up time, but we've had what is this now, the fourth part? So, and we had the whatever, not the introduction, the pre-chapter, and then 1, 2, and 3. So it makes sense that, So yeah, I'm I knew this as I was we're already in chapter 2. I'm oh guys, we're only gonna get 1.5 parts, maybe 2, this one and the next one. and then we're done, and that makes me sad. So, but yeah, we'll see how it goes next time, how much longer we have with things, like how much longer this chapter goes, and maybe the next part will just be a short part, and then we'll do the voice acting stuff separate. Because usually when we poke around with that in the games at the end of playing, it usually takes us like an hour because we spend time listening to everybody. So we'll just see. I don't want to I mean, again, they never said anything about not being allowed to have the voice acting on. It was, we can only go through chapter 3 and, you have to have commentary over it. So, I'm assuming that having the voice acting on was okay. So I think if we go through a couple of scenes, we're not going to play the whole thing again. You know what I mean? It's going to be a couple scenes here and there just to see everyone talking and listen. Like, we can come back to this scene where everybody's here, that type of a thing. So, so we'll see, but we'll see what happens in the next part. So we either have one more part, possibly two. And then we're done. Oh, it makes me sad. But anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.